Yeah, these are prairie whitetail. And that's where they live, is out here. There's no cover really other than the little draws and washouts and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The prairie whitetail are probably a lot more flightier than a normal whitetail.
So they are flighty.
Yeah, because you know they can see you coming, you know, from miles and miles.
Let's talk about the EHD that's hit out here, and drought years like we had here. How has it done in this area, and what have you found how it's affected this area?
You know, like out here in these prairies, there's a lot of dams, stock water dams, and when they dry up, then there's creeks, you know. So along the creek, there's just a select few potholes of water, you know, so that congregates the deer herd.
Which then obviously spreads the disease.
Exactly.
Epizootic hemorrhagic disease, or EHD, is carried by a tiny biting insect, but wreaks massive havoc on deer herds. In a whitetail, the virus causes fever, weakness, and hemorrhaging in a week and kills in a day.
One thing about the EHD, it's affected our population greatly. And, you know, that isn't to say that there isn't good mature bucks out there, because there is. And there's some whoppers out there also. But this hunt's probably going to be a little harder to do because the numbers are down.
Rick, what's the game plan tonight?
Well, we're just going to sneak up here, and then the Bell River's just down over this bluff right here. We can glass all these hay bottoms and alfalfa fields and cornfields.
Okay.
See what's coming out.
Well, let's head on out there, I guess.
Okay.
That's a mule deer. Oh yeah, good buck. One way up on top too. This is not like where I'm hunting. I mean, you know, usually have distinct bedding area and feeding area and transition area in between. They'll probably be bedded anywhere.
Anywhere, exactly. Yep.
That kind of makes it tougher.
Yeah.
Some does.
There's kind of a little honey hole right over the hill here. We'll sneak up on that.
Rick said it's later in the morning, and you just need to be ready, have your shooting sticks ready, because anything could happen. And if a buck gets up and he's a shooter, I'm going to want you to take him.
Steve, right here. Shooter buck. You're going to have to take him, Steve.
Up jumps a buck, good looking buck, looked like a shooter to me. And Rick said, you need to take that buck if you get a shot. You know, and I got down, got on the shooting sticks, put the crosshairs on the deer.
You're going to have to hurry up.
Yeah. How far is he, Rick?
About 150.
No, he's further than that, 200. He's not giving me a shot, he's going straight away. I was excited, I thought this was it. All he needed to do was turn a little bit, give me a little bit of an angle, and I'd have been able to make the shot. I don't have a shot,
Yeah,
Rick.
You don't. Understand that. Yeah, you can't take that shot.
No.
Yeah.
There they go. Dang. Unfortunately, got out of my range and never gave me a shot. Man,
Well,
that was close.
it was close. He was right down here in them trees.
And he was a good buck.
He was.
You know, and at this point, you know, we haven't been on anything today yet, and I'd have taken that. Guess we'll just keep going. Maybe we'll next time we'll see them before they see us.
Exactly. Yeah.
What could have been Stoltz's first South Dakota buck never presents a shot. Now, he and guide Rick Richards take advantage of an old shed as a blind.
Okay, Steve, we got two options, that shed over there or this one. That shed's gonna give us a bigger view of the whole area, but this one here's right on the, what you'd call a bluff, and then bigger bucks are gonna stage down in there.
Well, let's get in this shed. I like the idea of a bigger buck anyway.
Okay.
Well, Rick said, Steve, we need to get into that shack pretty early and set up before the deer start moving. So we got it, you know, set up probably 1:30 in the afternoon, you know, and then it was just a matter of waiting for the deer to start showing up. Come some does. Two big does coming through that bottom. It's perfect. They don't even know we're in here. It's cool. Well, the first thing that shows up right by the shack is a little doe, but the neat part about it is we were in there in time before the deer started moving, and they had no clue we were there.
Timber stands and crop fields are few and far between on the dry, high plains. So the key is to find any available blind, like this tumble-down outbuilding.
Okay, we got does coming out. And I'm looking behind them. Oh, there's a buck. Rick, you see him? You see him in the corner?
Yeah. He's a shooter. You need to get ready.
You know, I was watching those does intently. I threw my red fields up and I was watching behind where the does had come out, and sure as heck, you know, out pops a set of antlers through the brush, and I knew that was probably that shooter buck.
He's a good one.
He looked like a pretty good buck to me, but I didn't know. I'd like to get a better look at him. See how far he is. I think he's a little far right now. Let's see, he's 251 yards.
Yeah.
I could kill him if he steps out.
Yeah, that's doable. Yeah, he's a shooter buck, definitely.
So I told Steve, you know, that's a shooter buck, and if you get an opportunity, you need to shoot him.
Oh, he's turned around. He's going back in the brush. He was working that scrape.
Yeah.
But I can't get, it's too brushy. He's going to have to come out in this field a little more.
Yeah. We're just going to have to wait him out, Steve.
Yeah, he just disappeared back in the brush.
Yeah.
Good buck, though. I think he was a 10-pointer.
I do too.
That shooter buck didn't present a shot. He went back over the riverbank, but, you know, it was early on. There's still a lot of daylight. We was just hopeful he'd come back out later on.
You see that buck that's out there?
Yeah, running.
No, he's by himself, but he's looking at he's on the, right past the fence line.
Yeah, I see him. He just walked past that post.
That's a good buck. That's a 3.5-year-old buck at least. Truth be known, he needs to grow. Well, the rest of the evening, deer start pouring out all around us. I mean, we had deer in every direction darn near. A couple small bucks came out. They sparred a little bit. More does. But what an exciting evening. What an exciting hunt there in that shed. I'll never forget that one. Wow, there are a ton of deer down here, and you can see the activity is unbelievable. Bucks fighting, bucks chasing does. We're just gonna watch them here till dark and hope something bigger comes out, but it's getting too late. Rick, there's a good buck walking past that green tractor. Do you see him way out there?
I do. Yep.
That's a shooter, I think. He's a good-looking deer anyway.
Yes, he is.
Oh, there's another buck coming out right beyond him. You see him? He's a decent buck too.
Yeah, he is.
That's the best buck I've seen. They're too far for us to make a move this evening.
Yeah, and there ain't nothing between us and them but an alfalfa field. Yeah. Unfortunately, none of the other big bucks that Rick has located showed up, and we didn't get one that evening. Yeah, and there's just no way, Steve.
There's a lot of deer down there, though.
There is.
Man, this is beautiful up here.
Yeah, it's good country.
Day 2, and Steve Stoltz and Western Ranch Outfitters guide Rick Richards are spotting and stalking for Stoltz's first South Dakota buck.
Some does. I knew this would be a good morning. You know, here I am on my quest for my first South Dakota whitetail. So far, I've been pretty darn impressed with the amount of whitetails that are here. And, you know, it was crunch time. It was, I only have so much time to hunt here in South Dakota. There's a buck there. I don't know if there's not two, but that might be a deer we need to shoot. Well, we were looking at this buck and he looked awful good. I could see him through the Redfield spotting scope, and now it was time to just develop a game plan to get closer to that buck, because we were clearly probably almost a mile away from these deer, or at least a half a mile, I know. Now, I didn't get the chance to glass those other deer we saw up further.
Right, yeah.
But I think this is definitely a shooter, so.
Okay, yeah. You know, we'll just take a look at him.
Yeah, we'll get closer, get a better look at him.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. I know we saw them.
They should be just over this hill,
Okay.
Steve, just over this hill. Okay, just stay back just a little bit, Steve. Let me ease up there and look. Okay.
You see him?
Yeah, just let me look one final time.
Okay.
I just seen the backs of a couple of them. Just let me look. Okay, tell you what. Now there's a bigger buck and I think we need to shoot him.
Okay.
But there's also a smaller buck.
Okay.
Okay, smaller buck's to the left.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
You'll be able to see him when you get up there. I'm gonna stay back. You just sneak up there and get comfortable and see what we can do.
That's probably close to 300.
Yeah.
If I could just get 30 more yards on him.
Yeah,
that'd be
exactly.
a little closer shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay back because one guy going over is better than two, so I'm just gonna
If
stay
I get
back.
a shot at him, I'm gonna go ahead and take him then.
Right, yeah.
I might be far enough.
Take it easy, Steve. They're kind of watching you now.
There's two does looking right at me. I have to get my gun up. There they go. There they go. We're gonna take that buck out with them. They know I'm here now. I can make that shot.
There they go.
He's looking, nah, there's my shot. I'm gonna have to take a shot right there. There he goes. Oh, I didn't want to shoot at him moving. I just started to squeeze the trigger on that nice buck.
Tell you what, they ain't boogered too bad. They're probably gonna slow up when they get to the crest of the hill and they'll just graze over.
Yeah.
And all we gotta do is just sneak up there and try to put another stalk on him.
I mean, he stopped and he looked and then he took off. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to take that shot when
You
he started
did
moving.
the right thing.
Well, after those deer disappeared, we watched them for a little while, make sure all the deer were clear. And Rick said, well, you know, I hope you got your walking shoes on because we got quite a long ways to walk, but I'm pretty sure I know right where those deer are gonna bed.
Now, Steve, I'm thinking he's bedded over the hill. Okay. See them cows over there? He's gonna shy away from them cows, but I'll bet you he's gonna go over the top of this hill and he's gonna bed down. All we gotta do is pick antlers out in the sage.
Okay. What's that in that? Nah, I think it's, no, nothing. That look like ears. This is kind of nerve-wracking because you know they're right between here and the road.
Yeah, and yeah.
I don't want to bump them.
No, exactly. Steve, he's right up there. He's looking at us.
I was a little bit ahead of Steve, slowly easing over the crest of that hill, glassing, and I finally spotted some antlers. He might have spotted me, so I told him, you know, he's going to be kind of on high alert.
And I'm gonna keep going until if you see him before I do, let me know.
All right. Okay, Steve, there he is. See him?
Yeah.
See him
I
right
got
there?
him. I got him.
Okay,
I'm gonna range him.
okay. Be quick, Steve.
About 150.
Okay.
I put the gun on the sticks, put the crosshairs behind his shoulder, so it was now or never.
Good shot.
Yes!
Dropped him in his tracks, Steve. Woo-hoo!
My
Good
first
job.
South Dakota buck, baby.
There you go.
Well, that Winchester 30-06 with the 180 grain XP3s hammered that buck. I mean, he went down on the spot. My first South Dakota whitetail. What can you say? What a hunt. Thank you so much.
Good job, Steve.
That is awesome.
You know, as a guide, you can tell when your hunters are happy, and Steve was. It was a nice, mature 8-point buck, and I'm tickled to death for Steve.
This is my first South Dakota buck.
All right.
And again, I mean, he's just a good, solid, mature whitetail.
Yeah.
You've got some great whitetail hunting up here.
Yes, we
And
do.
listen, when you come up here and hunt and you have a whitetail hunt like you've had up here at Western Ranch Outfitters, I will be back if you'll have me.
All right. You bet we will.
Awesome buck. Thank you.
You betcha.
Appreciate it.
Good hunt.